not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And this is part 2 to my dissertation against Painless. Now, I done already buried Painless. He's becoming a non-issue, but there's some still. I want to elaborate some more on some of his off-kilter statements. Now, first I want to say that just because somebody criticizes Black America, criticize the mind state of Black America, does not make them smart. Just because they go in and speak what they consider the truth, no matter how harsh and painful it is, it's not a measuring stick to their intellect. So, and I'm not the type of person that gets really touchy and emotional because somebody goes in on Black Americans, but there's just certain way you have to do it. And some of my favorite YouTubers use such an approach. You know, come out with very well thought out semiotic analysis of the state of Black America, like my man the Black Authority, Angels Nub Nub, and so forth. Now I want to go in on Painless. Me really analyzing this dude and checking out his posturing and pay attention to his mindless banter. You know, I kind of come up with a little synopsis of my own that maybe this guy is brain damaged. Maybe this guy is in a lot of pain. And so he's using painkillers and real powerful subscription drugs. But the doctors in the hospitals, you know what I'm saying, can only give him a certain amount. You know what I'm saying? But he fiends for more. So he comes to these kind of like these keckling white boys, dudes that could be administrators to the website Stormfront or tightrope.com, and they tell Painless, hey man, we'll give you all the stuff you need. We need you to just get on camera and make certain statements, because these statements will be a lot more potent if a Black person says it. And Painless agreed, as long as he get the drugs to make the pain go away. Hence his name, Painless Risen. You know what I mean? And I feel that when he came out with that video where he admitted that he was shoe shining, where he admitted that he was buck dancing, you know, he had his moment of clarity, and he thought maybe he didn't need those drugs anymore, that his pain subsided. But his pain quickly came back, like Dr. Dre going back to gangster rap after he swore not to when he came out with that song Been There Done That, and Painless went right back to buck dancing. You know, that's my own little theory, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to take Painless statements for face value that is his own thoughts. Now I want to go into this thing he said about superior culture. European culture was superior to African culture. First of all, I'm not saying neither culture is superior to one, but a lot of cultures get a lot of things from other cultures. Let's say when Europe was in the Dark Age, when most Europeans were pagans, walking around with lion cloth and bear skin on, worshiping pine trees. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Romans were conquering. The Romans at that time considered themselves a different ilk than, like, say, Scandinavian people. They were considered Mediterranean. You know, a whole different tribe. People didn't go back there and say, oh, this is all white people here. No. Conquered people learned a lot of their ways, a lot of their education, philosophy, from their conquerors. And therefore, now in present day, we get the impression that all of Europe evolved at the same time. Like, oh, this is how advanced Europe was. Look at them. No, a lot of them was living in the Stone Age. They were conquered by other European nations. Except since Europeans look similar, you know what I'm saying, their skin tone or whatever, and I can understand that the Romans and Greeks, you know, looked kind of different. Eastern Europeans looked different than Western Europeans just a little bit. It's very easy to put them all in one batch, especially after the during the 1700s and after World War II, they were just all considered to be white or whatever. Matter of fact, Europeans didn't start calling themselves white until the 1700s. This goes into the Irish. Now, the Irish was walking around barefooted, living in crude stone huts when the British, came to their island and pound kicked at them. This is why the Irish was looked down on, because they weren't as advanced as the British Empire. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have their same living standards or whatever. But as I said, in today's and today we just look at all Europeans as the same. We forget that you had primitive cultures in Europe that were conquered by more superior cultures. You know what I'm saying? People tend to forget that. You know what I'm saying? They want to come with an uneducated analysis of the whole picture that the white race was just so above. No, that's a fucking lie. And also, when as I said, dealing with cultures, you get a lot from other cultures that you conquer. Like, for instance, white people with that whole ranchero culture, wearing cowboy hats and Buffalo Bill type shit, you know what I'm saying? Well, they got that from the Mexicans, and a lot of that culture also comes from the Native Americans, you know what I'm saying? The Native Americans had a lot to do with American culture. I'm like, I can, you know what I'm saying? I can write a telephone book on this whole subject matter, but I don't want to bore you to death with it, but all educated people should already know about this, and also with black culture. The malfunction of black culture is not African culture. Having kids out of wedlock is a malfunction, it's a dysfunction. It has nothing to do with Africa. You know what I'm saying? Whether like we was doing that back in, Africa, and then we just brought it here. No, that it has nothing to do with the core of our culture. Street gang banging, street thug culture is not African culture. It's not black culture. Just like white people can be gang bangers and into the street culture and their gangs. White people were the original fucking gangs. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Painless gotta know this. Painless can't be this fucking stupid. So we've learned a lot from them. It's just that through race, social engineering and racism, and then gangster rap and the way white people gravitate toward gangster rap and the way the media and corporations like Viacom grab the worst of black people and put it out there in Hollywood, give them these people like Chief Keef record deals. This whole gangster culture is now trying to be semi-imposed with black culture, and we should just, you know what I'm saying, break away from that. And also when it comes to technology and superior technology, and going back to what I said before, when the Europeans conquered the world, they weren't the most advanced people. People act like they came over the Atlantic Ocean with fucking helicopters and aircraft carriers. No, they just had boats. Africans had boats. The Arabs had boats. The Chinese had boats. The Chinese were real good at circumnavigating the globe. Even the Polynesian people had some maritime knowledge. So white people, it's like they took their, you know what I'm saying, they conquered other cultures that were less advanced, and still there was a lot of undermining. They break in a lot of treaties with the Native Americans and the spreading of disease. Remember, if you use technology to go against somebody who don't have this technology, they can easily get a hold of it and use that same technology against you. So the Native Americans are using the white man's own boomsticks against them. Why? Because you just had hustlers and dealers. Imagine a gun dealer, and he's just one. He don't care who the fuck he's selling guns to. He comes up to some Native Americans and he tells them, Indian, say, hey man, I got these guns, you know what I'm saying? All I need from you is, you know what I'm saying, give me a couple of them gold nuggets or something of wealth that I can take back to Europe or whatever, and I give you all the guns you need. I don't give a fuck who wins this goddamn war. I'm trying to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So, also, one thing Painless said, he says that, and this is a statement he ripped directly from the white boys. If black people were building these infrastructures and cities back in the days, why did black people stop doing it? What happened? I'm like, this is just complete dribble. Black people are still building civilization. We build buildings. There's black construction companies. Shit, I used to work railroad constructions. You know what I'm saying? I helped build the highways and byways. When I graduated from summer going into college, I worked, a road construction job. This doesn't mean I have the know-how to be an engineer and design these bridges that I worked on. As you know what I mean? I was just a foot worker, you know what I'm saying? I was just a grunt. So hence, when you have a building, you know what I'm saying? The person who designs the building, the architect, lay out the blueprints, you know what I'm saying? That's the real smart mind. You know what I mean? Now, he can get any crackhead or drunk or alcoholic to help him build the building. So therefore, these people who are actually laying the foundation, laying the bricks, walking around with their shovels looking all sweaty, don't mean that they're smart. Don't mean that they have the know-how to actually design and build the building on their own. Hence, when you take a white person who's an architect and he designs the blueprint for a building in South Africa, he used cheap black labor to build the building, and then he says, oh, look at what us white people built. We built this. No, you built that with the help of the Africans. You know what I'm saying? Of black people. And then you try to exclude black people as they're unable to build such magnificent structures when we are. You know what I'm saying? Anything a white person knows that a black person can learn, or vice versa. This is completely idiotic. And another thing that Painless said. Tell him I won't tell. If you kill him, I won't tell. Also, another thing Painless said, he talked about trousers. He said his undisputable proof that white culture is superior because pants. He'll talk to an Afrocentrist and say, hey, why do you wear pants? You know what I mean? And you feel that he'll catch him with this all the time, that they have no words, like you know what I mean? Like an Afrocentrist come to Painless and say, us black people, we built civilization, and Painless says, okay, why do you wear pants? And the Afrocentrist be like, gee, I never thought of it that way. No, you know what I'm saying? How can Painless prove that white people were the first to wear pants? You know what I mean? This is more of his mindless banter. I'm like, look at the Eskimos. You're trying to tell me that the Eskimos didn't wear pants? The Eskimos who lived in the Arctic Circle where it's extremely cold? You damn right they wore pants, and wasn't that the white people came across them and told them how to wear pants. What the fuck? You think the Eskimos was walking around with fucking grass skirts and no shirt on? In those fucking temperatures, man? You're a goddamn fucking joke. There's... I'm like, who was wearing pants? And I'm like, let's go back into the Romans again who conquered Europe. Were they wearing pants? No, a lot of them was wearing those skirts and robes because it was comfortable. It was comfortable for them to wear that, which they kind of got that from the Egyptians and Northern Africans. Were the Romans wearing pants? Maybe some of them, but that wasn't their basic attire. That wasn't the attire they was known for, you fucking dumb idiot. And as far as wearing pants, you know what I'm saying? There's traditional African garments of the Moors wearing pants, you know what I'm saying? The silk type shirts, you know what I'm saying? The elaborate wear that some Africans still wear today. And the Arabs wear pants, the Chinese wear pants. Wearing pants doesn't make you advanced. Even some Native Americans who lived in colder regions of America are the Native Americans who lived in Canada, Aboriginal. They wore pants, you know what I'm saying? It's for warmth in colder regions. But Painless probably like a white racist look at black people as we were just all wearing these lion cloths, and the Europeans told us and showed us how to wear pants, and I'm like, oh wow, they're advanced because they taught us how to wear pants. Hey, Painless, when you see white people at a beach not wearing pants, not wearing shirts, and dressed to the bare minimum because they're in the sand, ask them where they got that from. Where did they get that from? Because Europeans definitely wasn't hanging out in beaches, especially during colonialism times when they was conquering America. Even when Europeans start going down that boardwalk and hanging out beaches, they were still fully dressed. You know, you see those old pictures of a female trying to wear a bikini and a cop arrest them for being indecent. Now, that whole beach culture Europeans got from tribal people and maybe the Polynesians. And you should know about this, Painless, because you live in Hawaii. And also, when you talk about superior culture, Painless, have you ever went to a Polynesian person and said to them, your culture is inferior to European culture, that's why they was able to dominate this land? You know? You won't, because you know damn well one of the Polynesians will punch you in your beak-like nose. You know, that whole surfboard, boogie type hanging out at the beach culture, white people got from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Not wearing a shirt on the beach. So I don't want to leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? This dude is already dead and buried. He's a non-issue. Thanks for watching.